Okay, so as with my last video, this is one that I got from the Supernova in Brisbane. I decided to build only the mobile hiro up while I was up in Brisbane. I brought this one back down home to me, to New South Wales with me. So this is our beautiful limited edition. So it's a P-Bandai clear plastic Strike Freedom Gundam, which is going to be pretty cool. I'm a big fan of the Strike Gundam. Gundam Seed Destiny and Gundam Seed are probably my all-time favorite shows. So let's pop this box open and see what we've got. There's the receipt. Don't need that. Please don't remind me how much I spent. So yeah, looking like pretty standard pack haul for a high grade. Pretty standard little leaflet as well for the high grade. So this is all looking pretty normal so far. Just got the 4 packs. Most of the plastics are like that semi-opaque plastic, and we've obviously got these solid gold parts for some of the inner frame parts, some polycaps, and then some clears and some solid gold in there as well. So it's looking like these kind of matte gold metal inject colors are the only solid colors on the entire unit, which is going to be pretty cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to building this. It should be fairly straightforward, and its overall result will be pretty clean. Yeah, this is just the standard Strike Freedom Gundam, of which I don't have one actually. Yeah, I don't have one, so this is going to be quite cool. Oh well, I've got the real grade, but I don't really count that one because that one's in a little box because it's useless. So hopefully this one has better articulation than that real grade with its super soft joints. And yeah, let's just jump right into it. Alright, here we go. So this is the Strike Freedom Gundam in clear colour. So I don't think it shows up incredibly well on the camera, but it is primarily an opaque colour. You can see like the gold inner frame through some parts of it, which is pretty cool. For those who are curious, the inner frame detail is really limited, especially on this gold stuff. But the rest of it is super cool. So there was quite a few color correcting stickers which I have just straight up not used. So these parts are for the gun, and these parts are to go like on these parts of the wings. So I just haven't bothered using them. I use the eyes and I use the camera on the back and the front of the head, and that's about it. That's pretty much all I bothered using. I haven't done any panel lining or anything like that. The only real place to panel line is just inside the stomach laser, which is a really weird thing to have. But yeah, he's overall a really cool looking kit. The backpack is super heavy, so it does stand a bit awkwardly, but he is pretty impressive to look at overall, which I love about him. So he's going to look pretty cool up on my shelf once I get him up there. But as for articulation, he's pretty good. The shoulders are just a ball joint, so there's not a huge amount happening in the shoulders. The arms are pretty solid, have a pretty solid flex, and the legs have a pretty decent bend in them as well. It's a full-on kick up the butt, which is pretty good. But yeah, again, the socket in here is just a standard socket. You can, it's just a pin socket basically. So you can get some pretty cool poses out of him, but overall I think he'd look best just kind of being intimidating standing like that. The most articulation is probably in these wings. They open up individually as well as moving individually as on the hinge joint, and then they move in and out and swivel around as well on the backpack. You do, of course, with the Strike have the little side leg bazooka things that come out as well, which are pretty cool. But I don't really like having them out. I prefer a unit that doesn't stick out so far. Oh, these things are all a little bit soft is the only major problem I've had with it at the moment, but a little bit of glue or nail polish or paint or something just to thicken those joints up will make it a little bit easier to pose, I think, and for it to hold the poses. They may get a bit soft. There is a lot of polycaps involved, so they may get a bit soft over the course of moving them. So once you find a pose you really like, I do recommend kind of leaving it there, or using a bit of glue or something to make sure it stays in place. Do keep in mind though that will mean that you can't move it and you turn it into a statue. And since this is the clear color and not the just standard edition like the leaflet that they give you, they will be really hard to get hold of any others if you want to put any others in action poses. Not quite sure what's going on the box with these separate little things that don't exist on the unit, but that's fine. So he's pretty cool. I'm a big fan of this. This is my first like proper P-Bandai kit with like a color variation on a kit that I already own. So yeah, easily this is going to be a 7 out of 10. It's a pretty simple build, but yeah, it's still got a few problems, so I wouldn't recommend it for any beginners. And yeah, leave it at that. I'll see you in the next video.